So before we get into the video, there's a couple of things you need to do. And those couple of things are, you need to go and drink a couple of these, okay? Well, go on then, go and do it. Go on. I don't want to force you, but go on. Ah! Okay, so you've drunk a couple of these and you've got some empties. How many? Oh, jeez. Go and sleep it off. And then come back to me tomorrow, for God's sake.
Dadskillz, 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 Dadskillz.
So welcome back to the Dadskillz How To channel. And, as you know, because you're prepared, we're going to make some cool looking drinks, tumblers, some glasses that we can have around the place to impress our friends with, and we can then tell them how to do it. You've got your empties. The other thing you're going to need is one of these things. This looks all very technical, and we've got some rubbers there. This thing has got a cutter there to score our bottles with, so we'll get into how to use that in a moment. You're going to also need some sandpaper and a decent workspace, and if you're of a nervous disposition, maybe some gloves. So you've got your bottle cutting machine out of its packaging. You've set it up, and then each bottle is going to be different. So I've previously used this for quite a large bottle, like a nice gin bottle to make a vase out of, so I had to reset it up. So now I've set it up for this one. I don't need these back rollers, and if you can see there, as it rolls through, this little scoring blade, if you like, this scoring wheel will score that, and then I'll show you what to do after that. So let's do this one. So you just want to keep a nice we've been all the way around, nice even pressure. And can you see that score line there? Only went round once and it meets on the end. So that's cool. Right, into the next one. We have our line. And what you want to try and avoid is going round like 3 or 4 times and then you get lines everywhere. That doesn't make for a clean cut. So I think that'll do for that one. Okay, now go and boil the kettle. Okay, so the next stage is take a bottle, and these are what the rubber rings are for. You'll see that in the kit, the instructions. You're going to pour your boiling hot water over that serration that you made, over that score mark. Then you're going to run cold water over it. And it may take a couple of attempts, so let's do that. And you can actually see the crack forming, so you just pull it off. Now be very careful at this stage, obviously, but that looks awesome. A bit more. Oh, there we go. You hear that? We've got 2 really good cuts there. Fantastic. Ah! With your sandpaper, put it on a nice flat surface. We're going to pop a little bit of water on there just to help the process. And then, alternatively, if you had such a thing, a Dremel would do, but this is the method if you haven't got a Dremel. And then once you get that to a stage that you're happy with, you can then work around the edges. And this is all with one quite harsh sandpaper at the moment. And the inside. So you get to a point where you can run your fingers around it. You won't cut yourself. Safe to drink out of. And then you just keep going to finer and finer sandpapers if you want, because that's fine as it is. but it will look a bit dull. So if you keep going up with some finer sandpaper, you can actually get it to quite a nice polished look. Well, they turned out really well. Really happy with those. I started at quite a harsh sandpaper, and then I went down to a 1200 grit, and now these edges are safe. No one's going to cut themselves, which is the most important thing. Paramount that no one cuts themselves, because then you'll be like a social pariah for the next year. So that's fantastic. They're done, and now the world is your oyster. You could make these as a present for someone. You could make that as a base for a candle. You could fill that with wax. You could go a bit bigger and make something into a vase. So there we go. The world is your lobster. So I shall link the bottle cutting machine in the description below. I'll also link some sandpapers that you might find useful. But from Dadskillz today, that's it. YouTube will recommend a video to you in a moment, which I'm sure you'll enjoy as well. And I'll see you again. Cheers.